Imagine you lost your arm, right? But then they were like, yo, son.
And you're like carrying on, you're like, alright, I still gotta like live, so you're like bleeding out.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, we're never shout never.
Hey, this is Cherry.
Hey, this is Brian from Action.
Hey, everyone, before you exit.
And you are watching CatieCWorldwide.
Hey, what's up? This is Katie C, and I am here with Hollywood Ending.
What's up, Katie C?
Hi.
So good to see you guys again. As we were
You
saying,
too?
we're back at Jam and Java. Not by the dumpsters, thank goodness.
We're back. Now we're in a
smells way better in
live room.
Yes.
I mean,
so the first thing.
not really.
Oh.
Wow, I see. Okay.
Alright, so first things first. Chris is back. Of course, he's not here, because I'm guessing.
So ironic, right?
Yeah, he's
gonna be here in like 2 days.
Not
There's
even,
a bunch of complications having international member. That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
But he's 100% in our band.
Yes.
So.
And he's so
worries.
depressed he's not here right now, and we are so sad without him.
It's literally the last thing we could have ever expected to happen.
I did.
But everything, something little always happens right before a tour, and this was that thing. So sadly it happened, and for the first few shows he wasn't here, but he will be here for the rest of the tour. So if you come to any other dates, he will be there.
All
You'll
right.
see all your faces.
How is it having him back?
So it's so good. It feels like, okay, imagine you lost your arm, right? But then they were like, yo, son.
And you're like carrying on, you're like, alright, I still gotta like live, so you're like bleeding out.
And then someone's like, oh wait, hold up. Your arm is actually not detached. It's like, it just pops right back in.
And then you're just like, oh, well, that's good.
great.
And then you're like, how do I ever live?
I can juggle again.
without
That's how
my
it
arm?
feels, you know?
And
yeah,
exactly like that.
You needed that arm to juggle for your living. That was how you made all your money. That's basically describes Chris coming.
So we've been juggling with one hand for a while.
basically, Chris, like when Chris originally left, we were still, super tight with him. Like there was never any sort of fallout. Just communication with distance. But we sorted it out. He's back in the band. We're tighter now than ever. We've been just writing. Recording a whole new album ourselves, non-stop, just, it's crazy, and it's amazing to have him back.
Yes, of course.
Sounds good. Okay, now you have a new single out, too.
Freak Black Man.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, that's
we are all freaks, as you can tell. Especially if you know us, we're freaks and a little bit geeky.
So. Song's kind of about like just like this girl's a little bit out of the box and
red lipstick.
I'm into it, we're into it.
We're a little out of the box.
Like girls are a little bit weird. You don't have to be in this little box that. Perfect little girl. You can have the rips in your tights and you can wear red lipstick. Yeah, I thought you were wearing red lipstick.
No, sorry, pink today.
Nice time.
But yeah, we just been spending a lot of time recently. We've still been playing a lot of shows. We've been traveling a lot. We went to UK and Japan. Sorry. But since we came back to my house and literally just sat in my basement and just wrote and recorded for a month straight. I can produce. I have a little studio in my basement, and so it kind of just fit perfectly. Chris flew out, and we just worked for a straight month. So. Because of how we've been writing everything ourselves and producing everything ourselves, our sound kind of changed a little bit, and we've grown up a little bit, so it's kind of evolved.
It's way more us. This is like very raw Hollywood ending.
We're making the music that we would love to listen to in a perfect world. So this is what we are.
Freak Like Me is a good representation of the new music, but it's also the closest to our old music, so we just wanted to put something.
It's a transition song. So yeah, Freak Like that's the way I was intertwining with your question is that Freak Like Me is
long way around that you got there.
Yeah, sorry.
We give the longest answers. We can't help it.
Just bring it around town. Thank God you guys got that.
I was talking about backpack.
Seriously? You guys are also working on a new album.
Yes,
so when are we going to be hearing that?
Here's something really soon.
After this tour, I think it'll be.
Don't know if it'll be a full album yet, but definitely a full album this year.
Coming out,
it'll be a solid collection of songs that we really think are good songs to put out right now. We have a ton of songs written. There's some that we're saving, holding back.
Ton of songs written.
Yeah, these are just ones that we think we put these out, and I think everyone will really like them, and it'll be a good transition into all the newer stuff.
Yeah, basically, there's not really any rules for us to put it out. We made over 20 songs that are done. We don't have a record label or anything like that, so we just can kind of just put out whatever we want, whenever. So we'll probably just do that.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In spurts, just whenever we feel like we're gonna.
So hopefully you'll hear a ton of music from us.
We want to make sure it's perfect before we put it out. That's the real key. We want to make sure it's exactly to our standards. Now that we can do it on our own time and literally take as long as we want. We want to get things out to the fans, but we're gonna wait until it's exactly right.
Sounds good. All right, now you mentioned earlier that you guys have had a chance to go see some other countries that have toured around and everything. Has there been anything strange that you've seen in other countries that just made you go, oh my gosh?
Oh man, we ate some weird stuff in Japan.
Really?
I had some weird sushi. I would tell you what it is. But
I had
like
a 20 nugget meal at McDonald's. It was really weird.
Yeah, actually the McDonald's there was really good.
I avoided McDonald's.
We went there I think we went there 8 times. We were there for like 7 days, so There's McDonald's in the corner of like every.
It was different though. Honestly, McDonald's there
It
it
was
was
really
completely
good.
different, like a different menu and everything. But I don't
Tastes
know. I mean,
amazing.
everywhere we've been. I mean, the Janoskians tour, we got to go to like 7 different countries in Europe, something like that. I mean, it was a lot of different
all over the
places.
places.
So I mean, every country had a different feeling. I loved like how Sweden was on the water. We were right in Stockholm, and it was beautiful. And I mean, luckily we were. None of us speak any really different languages. Luckily they were all international countries, so people spoke English and we could get around. But I mean, everything was just it was amazing little culture shock, and Japan especially was just so beautiful but different.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing. That's like one of my favorite
stuff.
perks of being in the band is
It was amazing.
Okay, and you were on tour with the Janoskians, so did any crazy stuff go down?
every day.
Yeah, who did? I think Daniel peed on one of us.
Bo.
Bo peed on.
One of them peed on
Bo
us.
peed on like
It was-
Cameron or something.
They're
like
crazy. They're awesome though. I mean,
Yeah,
We are
we're
so-
like
yeah.
such good friends. We love those guys so
They're-
much. They're so fun. We just had an amazing time on tour with them. We're both kind of crazy, so I think we just get along really well.
I mean, anyone who knows the Janoskians knows that they're pretty
Yeah.
insane dudes. It's not a front. They are exactly how they are in the videos,
Yeah.
exactly how they are in interviews.
Crazy kids.
But I mean, we like to say we're close to everyone on tour, but they were one of the bands that we literally just became
Hit it
such
off.
best
Really
buds
well.
with, and every time we're in LA, we just get to hang out with them.
That's cool though, that's good to hear. You don't hear
Yeah.
about that a lot of times,
Yeah.
people being
No.
friends afterwards.
Especially at their size too. I mean, you'd think that the bigger the band or the group is, that
They're
the
so
less
like
the
down to
chance
earth.
they're-
They're not like they
Yeah.
don't have their heads.
they're just chill dudes. They're just like us.
Yeah, they're cool.
That's cool though, that's
Yeah.
great. Alright, now you guys have just started tour.
Yes.
Let me ask, if someone turns to you and is like, okay guys, you guys are going on tour, what are the essentials?
Oh dang.
It's gotten less and less, I think, every tour. We're starting to cope with.
I usually just go out to like Kohl's and buy like as many socks as I can, so I can just wear the socks and throw them out at each hotel, so I don't have to carry like 30 pairs of socks, like old scrubby socks. Like yeah, I mean it's just like I just don't want like 30 pairs of like gross socks in my bag, so I just
They don't like to do their wash
So
at
socks.
all.
I've been
I
wearing
don't
the
wash
same.
anything.
I've been wearing the
So-
same outfit for maybe a week.
Yeah.
But
True rock
Like he doesn't like
stars.
sweat or anything, so I mean like he doesn't
Oh,
sweat.
weird.
that's
It's
lucky.
just not
I guess
pretty.
that
Like
counts as
amazing.
That's safe.
Sombrero,
check.
clearly, he needs a
Yeah,
sombrero. It's a necessity. He's wearing it like literally all day, every day since he got it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. During the winter, just warm stuff and blankets in the van.
Blankets, sleeping bags.
All that
I
stuff.
don't really know. I mean, we're pretty bare boned when it comes to touring. We literally just don't really bring much. We don't really put much into it. Just everything we stress about is like, do we have all the merchandise? Do we have the right amps and equipment and stuff like that before we go? But really, we don't need much.
Do you guys bring like any like DVDs or anything? Like any key things?
Computer, luckily,
Chris
is
is always he's always downloading movies on his computer. We always watch them on his computer. So we don't just our computers, I guess.
the technological era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have computers in your
Yeah,
iPod, you're pretty safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can
But I don't know.
survive.
Yeah, the bare essentials, the computer, a phone. I mean, I know we are all pretty dependent on our phones. And then yeah, I would say that's pretty much it.
Okay, so after this tour, what are you guys up to next? What's on the calendar?
Trying to get this release thingy out.
Trying to get this music out is
a lot of
as soon as
touring.
possible.
A lot of videos, YouTube.
What was saying?
Yeah.
A little bit of time in the UK, which could be cool.
Oh, cool.
We're going to be spending a lot of time, we're at least planning on
We're going back
spending
and forth
a lot of time, in the UK and trying to go even back to Japan if we can.
Yeah,
because
love
we now are officially an international band. We want to be able to see all of our fans as much as possible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
maybe
like-
even other places. We never know.
Keep the fires lit like everywhere, you know.
Exactly.
You gotta keep everyone entertained, right?
You don't want to let them forget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to KDC Worldwide. If you enjoyed this interview and want to see more like it, subscribe so you can be the first to find out when I put up a new interview. Trust me, you do not want to miss all the news exclusives and funny moments that happen on this channel. You can also keep up with me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are down below. Follow me so you can see who I'm talking to right now and let me know who you want to see in the future. Thanks for checking out this interview, and I will see you next time right here at KDC Worldwide.
Hey, we're Hollywood Ending, and you're watching KDC Worldwide.
KDC Worldwide. Expire.